Yo, what's up? This is my YouTube page. Leave a comment, write a review, ask a question. I will write you back. A lot of the times, I will write you back. Welcome to my YouTube page. Boom. Welcome to the Iron Rapaport Stereo Podcast. My name is Michael Rapaport, a.k.a. the Gringo Mandingo, a.k.a. the Inflamed Ashkenazi, a.k.a. Mr. New York, a.k.a. the White Chocolatito, a.k.a. the Disruptive Warrior, and you're rocking with the very, very best. This is the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast with, boom, there he is. That's called a two-shot right there, boom. Deuce Pacino is in Sukasa. Deuce Collins, Deuce Cuddles.
Yeah, man.
Is in the place to be. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. I feel like we're in your living room. It's so cozy. I feel good. How do you feel?
Feeling really good. Feeling real safe, real sane. Feeling really, really good. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. The last time we were here, we broke down the first half of 2022. We couldn't do it all in one episode because it's been too wacky, too wild, and too wonderful.
Right.
Those are the three W's.
Well, it's not all wonderful.
That's why I said wacky, wild,
wonderful.
Those are the three W's of 2022. And today, boom, single, we are breaking down the rest of 2022. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast year in review, the recap, the year in the rear view. Whatever it is, we're going from July, boom, all the way through the end. The highs, the lows, the thrills, the spills, the chills, all things 2022. And I've been in Los Angeles for a few days.
Feels like a lifetime.
What does that mean?
It's just not that I know it's only been a few days, but just it feels like you've been here for such a long time. It's just been a long, the days have been dragging out. I've been driving you a lot. Right. Been doing a lot of errands.
Right.
I know at one point you asked me to do your laundry. I said no, I wasn't going to do your laundry.
Now, why is that?
Because
if I'm staying in a hotel, and I'll be honest, I was going to do my laundry at the hotel, and I looked at the pricing. It was $12 a shirt, meaning a T-shirt.
Well, that's crazy.
So I was looking at $1,000 in laundry.
But you didn't offer to pay me anything for doing your laundry. It wasn't like, I'll give you $5 a shirt.
A little wash and fold.
But see, that's when we go from like your assistant, like I go from your assistant to then being, I don't want to be your, I don't want to be like doing your laundry. That doesn't have to be like I'm not like, do my laundry, scrub these underwear, homie. Because I don't want to go anywhere near your underwear.
That's not cellmate, but I'm just saying, I'm staying in a hotel. Why should I pay $1,000 on laundry when I could just drop it off for you? You could do a little wash and fold for Big Mike.
I could, okay. Well, you didn't put it like that, but I understand where you're coming from.
Because as soon as I start throwing up, you start talking, crazy about this, that, and then I simply said, the last few years before I left full-time New York, when we would drive around, you would wear a captain's hat.
I don't know where I did wear a captain's hat. I wore the captain's hat in New York.
With joy.
Yeah, I had it because it was something that I enjoyed. Like, you took the fun out of it. You sucked the fun out of it. I bought that captain's hat because I was like, oh, this is a cool hat. Like, I like this hat. I actually drove around sometimes on my own just being like, I like this hat. And then you started being like, put the captain's hat on. Every time you would get in the car, you'd be like, put the captain's hat on. And I'd be like, I don't want to wear the captain's hat. I have other hats. Do you like the Nike hat? I have an Adidas hat. I don't want to always have to wear the captain's hat because I feel like you're like, I don't know. I don't want to be like a servant to you. It feels very like servant-like.
It was never my idea.
And you didn't want to be in the front seat either. You were like, wear the captain's hat, and I'd like to sit in the back of the car like an Uber. I don't want to do it like that. You know what I mean? I want
but then I say to you, El Capitan, can you make a left? El Capitan, make a right.
And I said, I'm not El Capitan. My name is Dean. That's how we're friends. You don't have to call me El Capitan. I'm not Cappy. Okay? I'm not the captain. Nobody's the captain in this situation.
But if you have the captain's hat on, and you're driving,
right?
So I have the benefit of you driving, and you have the benefit of another grown man referring to you as El Capitan.
I guess it doesn't sound that bad,
Again,
hearing it back like that.
That's two things that
I'm
don't
leading
sound
the
that
ship.
bad.
Like I'm
right,
steering the ship.
Yeah, you're steering the ship. You're El Capitan. You're the captain. You have the captain's hat on.
Okay, well, buy me a captain's hat, man. I don't know where the captain's hat is. I mean, you want me to wear a captain's
gorgeous,
hat?
like a perfect fitting captain's hat.
It fit really
It was
well.
really good.
Thank you, man. Well, I'll find that. Maybe it's in storage. I don't know where it is, but
Anyway, I am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. We are here, have no fear, breaking down the rest of 2022 and some predictions, some thoughts, some hopes, some aspirations for 2023. As I said, the last I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, a museum quality episode, we broke down all things January through June. So now let's pick it back up, going right back into July.
I don't even know what's going to happen because I can't remember what I ate for lunch yesterday.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
Busted.
It's busted.
And you're not even on weed.
I'm just perpetually high, I guess. And I stopped smoking. I'm like 5 months in almost, but I don't remember. It's been a very fuzzy year to me.
Okay.
So this is going to be a surprise. We're in for a treat here.
At the top of July, the Gringo Mandingo, the inflamed Ashkenazi, really earned his name. The Sultan of Sniff earned his name. I wound up over 4th of July weekend on July 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, or maybe it was July 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, in the hospital with pneumonia.
Oh my God, I do remember that. That was in all seriousness, that was a scary time because I don't know a lot of people who have gotten pneumonia. Do you know a lot of people who've gotten pneumonia?
I've heard people that got pneumonia.
But you didn't know anything. You didn't really know about pneumonia before you got it.
I didn't know how to spell pneumonia before I got it.
Well, you didn't know how to say it on the last podcast. I think you were saying, what did you say?
Pneumonia.
It starts with a P. I mean, you'd think after having pneumonia.
You act like you are like a pillar of education.
I'm not. Believe me, I paid everybody in college to do my homework. I can't write an essay. I went to film school, okay? I'm not very bright.
So you're not a pillar of education.
I never said I was a pillar of education.
So just because you pronounce words better than me, you might pronounce a word that you don't even know what it means. So that's like it's a double entendre.
See, I will just like accept the fact that makes sense. I'm not sure if that works in that setting like that, but you did get pneumonia. It was very scary.
It sucked. It was scary. I'll be honest. Those first 2 days in the hospital, I was like, yo, this sucks. And it was scary. And I was like, I don't know I'm not walking around here with an oxygen tank at 52 years old.
No.
I couldn't breathe and all that stuff. They hopped me up on that good. Then I got on those steroids. And since then, we started the disruptive fitness movement. I got out of the hospital, and it was like, we're planking. We're doing squats.
Right.
We're doing jumping jacks. We're moving, we're grooving, and then you see the end result here.
Well, that's what's funny about it is like you have been so diligent.
You see the end result.
Well, that's where I want to cut. I want to like cut in there.
What's that?
No, I know you've been doing it every day, and it seems like you've been doing it for like
6 months.
6 months, right? Long time.
Consistently.
I'm so glad that you feel good. And I think that's the most important thing is that you feel good. I don't see a whole lot of difference. It's not a bad thing.
Do I look lean and mean?
You look lean. I'm not like, I don't like, you look fine. You look good.
You can see it through the shirt. Single, you see it through the shirt.
I don't know if
I'm
I
like
see
one
it
of
through the
those
shirt.
dudes.
No, you're not one of those dudes. You're not one of those dudes.
I'm that guy now.
You're not that guy. I can't see a try through the shirt. And I just want to I want to remind you,
Look.
I was working out for 6 months too, and you made me feel like there were no results when I did the 6 months.
I don't think you ever worked out.
I did.
Consistently for 6 months.
Yes, I did.
6 months?
I did HIIT classes like 4 times a week, and you were like, "You look the same, homie. Give up workouts." And I just want to like throw that back at you and say, I haven't seen much improvement. I'm just glad mentally that you're feeling good.
I feel good. I've dropped weight.
You have dropped weight, no doubt about it. You have
people see me, they go, "Yo, you look good."
100%.
And you know what I say to them when they say I look good? I know.
I like that confidence, man.
I know. I know I look good, homie.
No, you do look good. Don't get me wrong. You do look good. I'm not seeing like the cuts and the gains and
cuts aren't going to happen. I've talked about it before. I was on steroids in the 90s.
You were on steroids in the 90s?
Did juice in the 90s. Did nothing for me.
Why did you get on it?
Because I was doing a movie.
And Okay.
And I got a little thicker, you know,
Right.
but I didn't, it wasn't like, yo, this dude's on steroids.
Right. No one could tell. That
Yeah, like, yo, you look like you're working out. You look good. You look thick.
You weren't on that, what's her name?
I was on that.
What's her name?
Oh,
Killer Sally?
That Killer, I wasn't on that Killer Sally.
You didn't get any of that.
No, but I mean, maybe I was on what she was on, but I was a light doses.
What's crazy about the pneumonia, though, by the way, is you were doing podcasts in person without knowing that you even had pneumonia. We did a podcast in New York, and you were like, my name is the Gringo Mandingo. You were like doing full podcasts, and you were like, I don't feel that great. I remember you telling me, you were like, I don't feel that great, and my throat's a little like dry, but it was not, we had no idea it was pneumonia.
No, but that's what you call a professional podcaster.
Absolutely, and you came back stronger than ever, and you do look great. I don't want to take that away from you, and you do 6-minute planks. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it once. You've never done that in person. I can only take your word for it. No one's actually seen the plank.
I posted it.
You post it and fast forward.
Who wants to sit there and
That's
watch
what
me
I'm
plank
saying,
for
though,
6
no
minutes?
No one's actually seen.
Okay, then I'll
anyone seen
post
it?
next time I'll post the full 6 minutes. And if anybody sits through the full 6 minutes of me planking, God bless
Put
you.
the timer behind you. I want the stopwatch.
God bless you.
Okay.
In July, we lost the great James Caan, Jimmy Caan, actor, great actor.
Misery, which I just saw recently again. I mean, I've seen it so many times, but The Godfather,
Thief, which we were talking about when we were talking about Emily the Criminal, Aubrey Plaza.
right? Brian's Song, and Elf. We're coming up on the holidays. I mean, Elf is a classic. Great actor, one of a kind, tough guy, tough Jewish actor, great image for Jewish men, fantastic chest hair, wasn't ashamed of his chest hair, didn't wax his chest like every single young man on every single reality TV show. And I think in real life, Yeah.
people are waxing their chests.
What's up with that? I mean, I don't need to wax my chest. I'm not a hairy guy.
I don't know what's up with
I had
it.
that. I wish I had that like Austin Powers chest, but he was on that Playboy too.
He was on that life. The late, great.
Did you work with him ever?
Never got to work with the late, great Jimmy Caan.
Damn.
Then I had a great trip to Nantucket where I got drugged on that Y2. What was it? That Y2K?
That Delta 8. Delta 8.
That Delta 8 had me in the... I'm never going to show it because it was pathetic.
Yeah, what?
I did my last rights video.
Your what?
It
was on that.
I did my last rights video. The only person I showed it to was my wife.
Oh, so you were like writing a will and everything.
I was like, yo.
This could be it.
I'm in a hotel. I can't believe I'm going out like this.
Wow. I'm not going out like this.
I ain't going out like this. I ain't going out like that. I ain't going out
like this.
The Great Cypress. So, and what was it? The W8?
The Delta 8.
Don't play with that Delta 8. It literally had me doing a last rights video. I thought it was coming to the end of it all.
Did you smoke it? How did you ingest it? Like, what
a couple of drops of that good Delta 8.
Oh, so it's like...
Had me twisted, had my wife twisted, but it had me, it had her messed up. Because first she was like, oh, you're exaggerating. And then it hit her. And I said, who's laughing now? Ha ha. Like, who?
Did she do her last rights too?
She didn't do her last rights, but we were in the bed. Like, it was like we were on a roller coaster. Like, help.
Oh, God.
Help.
It sounds like Requiem for a Dream or
it
something.
Was not
terrifying.
Fun. It wasn't dope. It wasn't fun. It wasn't cool. It wasn't fun.
It's set and setting, brother. If you were taking acid with me at Joshua Tree, under the stars, some good people, some snacks like nearby, you would have had a good time, brother.
Yeah, but if you're taking acid at Joshua Tree, you know you're taking acid at Joshua Tree.
Oh, so you didn't, but you didn't
I thought
know.
I didn't know what it was going to, I thought it was
so
like.
you didn't, so hold on.
I wasn't prepped.
Oh, how did it happen? It went in your drink?
No, well, we thought we got drugged.
Oh, so you didn't
But a friend of ours gave us some of it, but they didn't know how bad Delta 8 can hit somebody.
Got you. You wanted that rescue.
Yeah.
You were calling I think we're dead.
Mama.
You were calling out. I do that when I throw up sometimes. Like when I'm like a terrible hangover, I'm super drunk. I'll be on the toilet and I'll be yakking and I'll go, Mom.
Yeah.
Sometimes you start, it happens to me where I'm calling out for my mother.
Anyway, that was not cool. I don't rock with that Delta 8, Delta 7, Delta 11. I don't mess with. The only thing I'm on is Delta Airlines, and I'm thinking about never flying Delta Airlines again.
Yeah, because they suck too. Delta in general, just like anything Delta, horrible.
Delta sucks.
Delta really sucks.
Delta East Coast to West Coast ain't bad. Delta short flights sucks. And their internet sucks.
Yeah.
Their Wi-Fi sucks. Okay, what are you looking at?
No, okay. Take that up with Delta. Write a letter. What do you want me to do about it?
I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast joined iHeart, which we're currently at. We love that. There were
awesome.
heat waves all across the United States and in Europe. New York City was scorching hot during July. People were dropping like flies all over the country, all over the world. Joe Biden, Cadaver Joe Biden, in July caught the monster.
In July, for the first time.
Cadaver Joe Biden caught COVID-19 as the president of the United States. And listen, if Cadaver Joe Biden can catch COVID-19 and walk away, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Like if he could beat it, I could beat it.
I'm surprised it took him that long to get it. I mean, how did he not get it?
Did he get it before that?
I don't think so.
Cadaver Joe?
I feel
Do you like the nickname Cadaver Joe or Smokin' Joe?
Well, I think Smokin' Joe is more like, that's like a term of endearment. I think that's cool. It's like, oh, Smokin' Joe. It's almost like he's on the stickman list. And then when you say Cadaver Joe, I feel like that you're talking about someone who looks like they're a corpse.
Bingo.
That's insulting, I think, to some people. I wouldn't like go around like loosely saying that about anybody else, but Cadaver Joe, it does have a nice ring to it. I'm not going to lie. I think the nickname's, I like the nickname.
I love that nickname, Cadaver Joe.
Did you come up with Cadaver Joe?
I came up with Cadaver Joe all on my own. Then the young shooter, you in July, you were on them ketamine drips. What were you doing that for?
Well,
why were you on ketamine drips?
I've been doing it just for anxiety and all sorts of like mental health. Like I've been tapering off of my antidepressants and all that. And whatever. I have a everyone knows. I think people know about my playlist, my ketamine infusion playlist. It's on Spotify.
I love that you said I have a playlist. Everyone knows of your playlist.
Well, let me just take my phone out really quick because the playlist right now
has how many followers?
I'm just going to tell you right now, ketamine infusion therapy is the Spotify playlist. I titled it a blend of instrumental, folk, and ambient.
You gave a description of it?
I said a blend of instrumental, folk, and ambient music to ease the mind and soothe the soul.
During a ketamine drip.
2,025 likes. So 2,000 people.
But wait, does it say da-da-da-da-da during a ketamine drip?
It's ketamine infusion therapy. So people, when they're on their drip and they're blindfolded and they're going into outer space, because that's literally, you're in outer space. You're like floating on a tiny little boat in the abyss. Like you are outside of your body. You've never done it. For people who have done it, you know what I'm talking about. But it's the last time I did it though, I thought I was going to die. Like you talk about that Delta 8. It was probably my 11th time doing it. And I literally thought I was going to die.
11 times you did that trip?
I thought I was going to die this time. And I haven't been back since that time.
So you're off that.
I'm off.
You're off that K.
I let people take the playlist and get the benefits from it, but I'm not there anymore.
Also in July, we lost the great Paul Sorvino.
That's such a shame. Goodfellas, Paulie Cicero from Goodfellas.
Paul.
He taught me how to slice garlic with a razor blade. That's how I do it. I don't even do it with a knife anymore.
And then unfortunately, we lost James Caan, Paul Sorvino, Ray Liotta, all in the same year.
And there's other people that we're missing.
But as far as these three iconic
pillars.
Tough guys, mob guys, they've all sort of been in that family of mob films, tough guy films, played those characters. It's a big loss.
Yeah.
It's a big loss. So RIP to those guys. That was just July. That was
all in July.
That was all in July.
Damn.
Everything we just did, honey.
That's crazy.
And that's just the highlights of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, July.
Right.
In the rearview mirror?
Yeah.
Or in
what?
Is it the rearview mirror? The
Looking
year in review?
Oh, no, it's the year in review. And we figured that out. It's not the year end review. I think it's the year in review. Okay. Well, unfortunately, when you do a year in reviews, there's more people that pass. In August, the top of August, the great Bill Russell, icon, great person, great for social justice, a time and a place when the world was different. He was such a class act,
in Boston, playing for the Boston Celtics, dealing with while he was leading the Boston Celtics. This is how racist Boston was. Hopefully, I say was. I'm sure it's gotten better. While he was leading the Boston Celtics, his home got burglarized, and they defecated in his bed. They wrote terrible things. They tried to run him out of Boston while he was leading the Boston Celtics to championship after championship, simply because he was a black man. And he fought and he handled himself with class, and he's the winning player in NBA history. So unfortunately, the great Bill Russell passed in August. You started a relationship with a young lady in August, which is how many months old now? That's 5 months.
Almost 5 months. And what's crazy about that is it started out as a Tinder date. She reached out to me on Tinder. She said, I think you're cute and also hot, and I'd love to.
Somebody said to you, I could see cute. She said
she said hot. And I was like, I have to.
What does that mean, hot?
It means, I know you wouldn't know about it because no one said that. No one's ever said that to you, but someone said that to me, and that might have been like the only person that said that to me. So I knew I had to strike while the iron was hot.
No pun intended.
No pun intended, because she said, I think you're cute and also hot, and I'd love to meet up.
Wow.
And that happened, and I thought that it was going to be casual, and we were both going to get, just get drinks and have it casual, and we both really started like falling for each other, and the rest is history. It's been really nice. It's been like a really nice.
We're happy about that.
Thank you.
And also in August, you talked on the podcast about getting your toes sucked, which coincided with your ankle surgery.
Yes, man.
You had ankle surgery, which you want to go? I'll take a nap. Go on. Talk about the ankle.
No, we don't have to take a nap. I did have ankle surgery.
Because you had ankle surgery because you injured. Matter of fact, let's plug it in here.
No, let's talk about your broken pinky, because we all want to talk about your broken pinky.
Let's pop it in to the video of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast.
How I broke my ankle?
Dean Collins, single here. Dean Collins broke his ankle skateboarding down a hill, thinking he was Tony Hawk, thinking he was on the X Games. And how many years ago was this? Single. How many years ago since you broke?
8 years. But shattered.
Why don't you introduce your video? Introduce your video.
Introduce the video?
Introduce your video.
Okay. The video you're about to see is me. I got a longboard. I had just gotten a GoPro for the first time. I went to Best Buy about 20 minutes before this video happened. I got the head strap around my head with the GoPro there. I was really excited. I got all the accessories. I got everything. Finally, I get on the skateboard, the longboard, and this is what happens. Roll the tape.
And we've been dealing with foot surgeries.
No. I've been dealing. Sorry, I've been dealing with it.
I liked it because I've been dealing with it too. Hearing about it, plates in the ankles, crutches.
I do, man.
Handicap parking spaces.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yes. Well, I've had plates and screws and all sorts of hardware in me.
And you did it to yourself.
I didn't say I didn't do it to myself. I know I did that. I did that to myself. But I finally got one of the things removed. And the only person that was really there throughout the whole thing was the girl that, or my girlfriend. I could say my girlfriend.
She was there at this part. We've been dealing with it for 7 years.
That is true, man. That is true. But it's been a good 7 years.
Your family, your mom, your dad, me, the listeners, everybody we've been dealing with. So she was the only one was there at that point because at a certain point, people they
wanted nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
But she took care of me. She was there. She was there while I got it snipped off the cast, but she did suck on my toes. I can't remember if she sucked on my toes. I was clean. I figured out a system to wash myself, but I think she might have sucked on my toes while I had the cast on, which was like, wow.
That's freaky deaky, homie.
And that's how you know that someone really likes you.
That's freaky deaky, homie.
It is freaky deaky, but it was something I'd never experienced. And I said, I'm not a foot guy. I'm not into like feet sucking. I'm not into sucking other women's feet, toes. I'm not into getting my toes sucked. But I will tell you, when you have a toe in someone else's mouth, it does something inside of you. You feel the feelings come up.
It ain't bad.
It ain't bad.
Alex Jones in August got caught lying in court for Sandy Hook, and he looked crazy on the stand. That was awesome.
Oh, those tapes are great.
Those tapes are great. Him in court is dope.
It is so satisfying to watch him like cowering. He is such a POS. The guy. Who doesn't? I mean, he deserves how much money did he lose from that? He is
this guy. Who cares? He's a clown.
Like that's evil.
Clown. Pig Donald Trump. His Mar-a-Lago home was raided, and Pig Dick Donald Trump. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yo, I got to tell you, that was fun because watching the Fox News people in particular, literally, like some of them had tears in their eyes. That was, if you never saw me go off in real time with the Fox News people on air, Dan Bongino, Sean Hannity, them, take a look at this. Boom.
God. Oh my, listen, I was gonna watch Below, on Monday nights, I watch Below Deck, okay? And full transparency, I snuck out and got myself some hard frozen yogurt, don't tell my wife. And I come back to see that they raided Dick Stain Donald Trump's house. And I don't turn on CNN, MSNBC. When the big things go down, go to Fox News and watch Trump derangement syndrome. This guy, crying. Dan Bongino, hysterically crying. Me, ha, 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 I'm just laughing. Oh, it's too good. And they're talking about they need to respect the former president. You get no respect, Pig Dick Donald Trump. 0.0 respect. Oh, it's just too good, man. All I wanted to do on a Monday was watch a little Bravo, go to sleep. I go to sleep early on Mondays. I'm going to be up all night. It's too good. They raided your crib, and they're talking about, oh, well, Hunter Biden this, Hunter. Don't worry about Hunter Biden. We know Hunter Biden's a crackhead. He put it all on video. You are a former president, Pig Dick Donald Trump, and they raided your house at Mar-a-Lago. They broke in a safe, okay? It's good. It's overdue. It's long overdue. You get no respect. But guys, I implore you to watch Fox News, watch Tucker Carlson, okay? Watch Sean Hannity, watch lousy Laura Ingraham, because these people are literally freaking out on live television. It's a glorious evening in the United States of America. Oh, say, can you see?
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
That was really good. But
That was great, man.
Thank you. I'll be honest. The problem with that and the Mar-a-Lago thing, I don't think this is going to stop him. He's announced that he's running in 2024. He hasn't been arrested. He ain't in jail. But for me, just the fact that we had that moment of those Jesse on Fox News, I think his name is Jesse Waters or Jesse Walters, just them like literally tremoring. Mm-hmm. It's the little things that count.
That's true. And you'll have no shortage of material come 2023 when he starts running. Let's just pray that...
Pray what? He's coming.
No, but I mean that he's not become the president again. That would, I mean, oh my God, that would send America into a tailspin.
Yeah, but...
Because everything has been horrible since 2016. I don't want to be a cynic, but since 2016, the world really has changed for the worse. We are so divided, and it sucks, man. It is really just, it sucks.
Something that the world is unified on is the love, respect, adoration for the great Serena Williams, who retired in July. She tried to do it, U.S. Open. She had that one match where she was doing it. But she's past her great moments, past her prime. Serena Williams, I love her. I literally, like, I used to love her the way I loved Rihanna, and then she got married, and she had a baby, and, she became a family woman, so I stepped back.
I understand that.
But
you don't want to be a homewrecker, obviously.
No. And I met her husband, so it like humanized him. I met him at Runyon Canyon. And I'll tell you something. I met Serena Williams once. I've met her a few times over the years, but I saw her at Runyon Canyon.
Yeah. Was she just running up that mountain?
I thought, no, she was like, it's hard. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, if you think it's hard, like, what's going to happen to me? Because you're a beast. Moving on to September. September 2022 got off to a fun start when the greatest stick man ever, the greatest
Leonardo
coxman
DiCaprio?
of all time, Leonardo DiCaprio, broke up with his girlfriend, and the internet went crazy.
She was too old, right? He's got that cut off at 25, right?
That's what they say. And the fact that this is the only, like, things are so PC, Twitter, TikTok, this, that, and the third. They're going off on a guy who, I've said this once, I've said this before. The worst thing you could say about Leonardo DiCaprio is that he likes young girls. Likes young women.
Young women. You can't say young girl. Don't put that out there.
Young women.
Yeah.
Young women. Younger women. And the guy donates so much money.
Of course.
He minds his business. He donates money that we know about. He donates millions that we don't know about. Like, he's been in so many films with so many actors, so many directors. Nobody's got anything bad to say about him. There's no Christian Bale freakouts on the set.
No, there are. Yeah,
and the only thing you can say is he likes Victoria's Secret models. Shoot me.
Right.
Shoot me. If that's the worst thing you got on DiCaprio, come on.
He's doing okay. I mean, maybe it's not for everybody, but I don't know what he has to talk about with these young women.
Hey, don't worry. He has to figure it out.
Okay.
I mean, what do you have to talk about? I don't see you some sort of like great conversationalist.
Well, what do you mean? I feel like I'm a good conversationalist. You don't know how I am with women. Like, you've never seen me with women, or
no? We've heard about you being a great conversationalist, and we've also heard about you being a great cuddler. These are all self-proclamations.
Very sarcastically, though.
These are all self-proclamations.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I'll get it. I'll try and get it on tape next time. I'll try and record someone saying it so you can believe it. But,
I think you're a great conversationalist.
I think you're a great planker. I think that you can absolutely do a 6-minute plank. I've never seen it. No one's seen it for that matter. But I think you're fantastic.
No problem. No problem, homie.
It is no problem.
No problem.
Maybe it might be a problem.
No problem, homie. We're gonna do that.
We're all waiting to see it.
No problem. Captain Picks.
Right.
The company turned 1, which is crazy. 1 year of Captain Picks, and we won our fantasy football drafts. Then we did one of my favorite podcasts that we've done on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, you and I, in September, the 20 sickest documentaries of all time, the sick documentaries hosted by you and me. We broke it down to the bone.
We really did. We prepped for that. There was research involved in that. We broke it down. I think we had some great picks. What did we do? 5 each?
10 each.
10 each.
20 of them. And we had some doubles, but I think that's like a very, very, very thorough, descriptive, passionate, well thought out description and breakdown of what we call the 20 sickest documentaries of all time. The podcast is up. You should listen to it. You should re-listen to it. We're going to do the next 20 sickest of all time.
Part 2.
That was a great, what is it?
Part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah,
or is it redo?
No, it's not redo. It's part 2.
Do?
Part 2.
Okay. Then we went to Vancouver.
That was fun.
We had a good trip there.
Yeah, and you know what stands out in my mind is and we've talked about this, but the one thing that stands out in my mind of that entire trip is, well, not that we were next to the boats. We were like next to boats.
The boats would not stop.
Honking their horns, and you were like, shut the f up.
You too.
We were trying
to nap.
No,
Those boats were driving us crazy.
But I think the best part of that entire trip is getting...
Was it me taking you for a good meal?
No, I mean, those were great. We
had some good meals in Vancouver.
Oh, we had some great meals.
Was it us going for a nice walk?
No, it definitely wasn't the walk. I forgot about the walk.
What's the best thing about Vancouver?
I was going to say when we got in an Uber, and I'm blanking on his name. I wish I knew his name, but he took us first. He took us around the town, and then we wound up in a gas station, and he said he needed to get gas, and then he said, go inside and go get some snacks for yourselves. That guy was so cool. We had a great time with him.
That was your favorite part?
Yeah, it was just like us three. We were bonding. I felt like we were in like Harold and Kumar or something like. Out of the town,
he was tight.
Yeah,
he was tight.
He was tight.
In September, I'll let you take this because you know we know your British lineage.
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth passed?
I don't want to take that because I'm not that involved in the royal family. My family was like really heartbroken about it.
Well, your family being British was what?
It's true. I mean, my dad said he'd never cared about it, but my dad's like 67 years old. It's all he's known since he was a baby, is Queen Elizabeth. And my mom, they're still talking about it.
They're still talking about the Queen?
Talking about the Queen. And
Let her rest.
Let her rest. And like you said, they were like moving her body, like they
they
around,
had her on tour. Like, yo, is she fumigated? Like,
what's up?
They got the embalming fluid. Like, let the Queen rest for once and for all. Let her live. Let her rest.
I'm not. Listen, I don't know. I really don't. Look, it is very sad, but she was what,
do your
97?
British accent.
I'm not going to do a British accent because I can't really do it.
You can do a British accent.
I don't think so.
You do a good British.
My favorite color is blue, isn't it?
my favorite color is orange, isn't it? So the Queen passed.
Yes,
and listen, they were saying that she was they had her cloned the last 9 years of her life.
Really?
That's what they're saying. That it wasn't even the real Queen.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And they had her propped up in those hats. Like, she looked so tired the last few years of her life.
She almost looked like Cadaver Joe a little bit.
She made Cadaver Joe look
they
like...
They were propping her up, huh?
She made Cadaver Joe look like Brad Pitt and Thelma Louise.
Yeah.
Okay? Also in September, Ime Udoka, Boston Celtics coach, got suspended for a year for disrespecting... Talk about a queen... Ime Udoka disrespected Nia Long, and in 2022, for the fact that all the messy details of that haven't come out, I don't know how they haven't come out, because in 2022, everything comes out. But he got suspended for a year on the heels of bringing the Boston Celtics to the finals and really contending versus the Golden State Warriors. I don't know what's going to happen to his career, but we salute the great Nia Long. And when we were talking about Nia Long in the last time we brought this up, you infamously on a podcast said,
well, that was the first time I'm very, what month are we in right now?
We were in September.
I'm very thankful for September because that was my introduction to who Nia Long was.
Right. Yeah,
I didn't know who that was, but that's okay. Like, you don't know certain people. I don't know.
Let's go over the. Why don't you go over the list of people and things you haven't known on this podcast?
No, that's okay. We don't need to do that.
Paulie Walnuts.
I know about Paulie Walnuts. I told you I watched The Sopranos, man. It took me a minute.
Nia Long.
13 years
What's
late
the other big three?
Saturday Night Fever. I know about it. Well, you want me to do a John Travolta marathon? I've seen Grease. What do you want me to do? How would I? Who would?
That was
how
not
do I know
good.
Nia Long? By the way, what have I seen Nia Long in? What if? I mean, seriously, what if I?
She's
I'm
been
32
in
years old.
80 movies.
Okay, well, like what's the number one that I would have seen her in?
80 movies.
Okay, but what's the number one? Because now I'm out. Now
she's in The Best Man.
Never heard of it.
Love Jones.
Never
she's
heard of
in
it.
Boys in the Hood. I mean,
Boiler Room. You're right. Boys in the Hood.
One of the Bad Boy movies. I mean, she's in tons.
Boys in the Hood for sure. I do love Boys in the Hood.
Okay. Also in September, Brett Favre was allegedly stealing Mississippi Welfare Fund money. Fuck you. Brett Favre was the grimiest shit. And I banged on his ass. Real nice and real proper. That video.
Ew.
Matter of fact, let's show that video to remind people what I did when Brett Favre. Brett Favre's, he's a shit bag. This is the video of me banging on Brett Favre's ass. Real nice.
And real proper?
There we go. Brett Favre, one-time Super Bowl winner, 3-time MVP, and first-team all-disgraceful behavior. You're a disgrace, Brett Favre. Put on your Wrangler jeans, walk into the desert or the jungle, and never return, you loser. You made millions of dollars playing quarterback in the NFL, yet you still tried to siphon millions of dollars from Mississippi's welfare fund to pay for a volleyball center at your old college for your daughter. You knew it was wrong. Though you claim you didn't know that was wrong? Are you dumb? Monday Night Football star, now Monday Night F-boy. For those who are unaware, Mississippi is not one of the wealthier states in the United States, which even makes this worse. What if this was Warren Moon or Randall Cunningham? We're more worried about the Celtics coach cheating. This needs to get more coverage. Shame on you, Brett Favre. Shame on all you people that aren't covering this. Brett Favre, let me tell you something. Go away. Go away. Don't show your face at any NFL this, any NFL that. They should take him out of the Hall of Fame. If they did that to Pete Rose, they should take you out. You're a pig. You're a pile of crap. You deserve nothing. Never show your face again in public, Brett Favre. So that happened with Brett Favre in September. And then, of course, miserable Marjorie Taylor Greene. She got divorced. She announced her divorce in September, and that lucky
Oh my God.
That lucky guy finally got away from that. Talk about a ball and chain. Talk about a ball and chain, being married to Marjorie. I think he put in 20 joints. That's a life sentence.
Waking up next to that every morning.
I mean, stinking. I mean, imagine like waking up next to that stinking, smelling, burping. Like if she, I mean, just that's like literally like waking up next to a farm animal. That poor guy who's married to her. Thank you for your service, man. Now take her to the zoo and drop her off. Let her live the rest of her life on a farm somewhere.
But wasn't she like, and she was like banging half the employees at CrossFit or something? The
Allegedly.
CrossFit gym that she owned? Allegedly.
Allegedly, she was doing some things. And then we had October, which was nuts because the top of October, that's when it all went bad. It all went down. You're bringing me up. And it went Kanye
we don't
West.
even want to sing that. We're trying to get that off of Spotify. When Kanye comes on in my car now, I skip.
Skip it.
I skip.
I can't listen to you, homie.
We're still talking about him.
I can't listen to you, homie. I can't listen to you. I can't rocks with you anymore. I can't.
And that hurts to say. I mean, damn.
But in October, this is just October. That's when he wore the White Lives Matter shirt at the fashion shows in Europe. I believe it was Paris. And he brought his date. His plus one was Candace Owens. And then soon after that, kooky Kanye West said he was going to go DEFCON 3, not DEF CON. DEFCON 3 on Jewish people on Twitter. And then doubled down. He went on the Drink Champs. A couple of days after that in October, this is when Draymond Green Superman punched his teammate Jordan Poole in the face. And Draymond, out of all the people that you punched, you punched little Jordan Poole, who's got a mustache like El DeBarge. Shame on you. Shame on you. And the ramifications of you punching little Jordan Poole in his face with his little mustache, I think the Golden State Warriors are still suffering from friction, and I think that team, the camaraderie of that team has suffered after you punched little Jordan Poole. And Draymond Green, just the other night, somebody allegedly threatened his life, and he got the guy thrown out of the game. So we want to protect Draymond Green and all the players, but we also want to protect the teammates of Draymond Green.
That's true. You got to.
Right?
Absolutely. And Draymond just sucks.
And
he's just so obnoxious.
And then in October, it seems like a while ago, that's when Kyrie Irving got suspended for the Nets for posting the link of that documentary saying that the Holocaust didn't happen and that white Jews are not Jews. And then, of course, I had a marvelous trip to BravoCon.
I heard all about that. That sounded epic.
Let me tell you something. BravoCon, Reality Housewives, reality TV, The Real Housewives, and that trip, I will book my spot again at BravoCon 2023. It was so much fun meeting them. And now that you're in the mix of reality TV, if you saw like your reality TV stars that you love, your
my 90 Day Fiancé cast.
Who's your favorite people on my 90 Day Fiancé?
100% it goes to, well, it's before the 90 Day Fiancé, Gino and Jasmine. Jasmine is, oh, man, you really missed that season. That is incredible television. But I heard Real Housewives takes a little bit to get into with so many seasons. Like I haven't dove into that, but is it kind of a slow burn? Like
no,
it's not.
Every episode gives you something.
There's so many though.
There is so many, and there is a lot of backstory because they've been going so far. But the Real Housewives of everywhere, that's the top. Yeah, that is the top. But the question that I asked you, if you ran into your favorite reality TV stars at like Star, would you bug out?
I would definitely bug out for sure.
Like who would you bug out the most to see?
I don't know. I've been watching Temptation Island a lot lately. I started
and you've been around a lot of famous people.
Yeah, no, but it's different. It is a different level of excitement when you're seeing a reality show, like
because you get like a 360 degree like. I don't know.
It's different. It's completely different. You see all aspects of them, and just all the drama. But I don't know. I highly recommend Temptation Island.
And I highly recommend, if you get a chance, going to BravoCon. And then in October, we also had when these people started going to the museum and attacking paintings with tomato soup, taping themselves to the museum, and these climate activists, and it looked like they had ruined the beautiful Van Gogh painting, the sunflower painting, and then crazy glued their hands to the wall. And nothing happened to them.
Yeah, because there was screen protected. There was
doesn't matter, man.
I know it's the principle of it, but how come there was no security just like body slamming them to the ground?
I don't know. They're too nice. They start talking to them in French.
Yeah, and then that's it. It just sounds nice. And
It sounds like French,
stay.
like oh cheese, like oui, like oh
Right.
de cat, like, and it's like it doesn't body slam them, kick them,
Right.
be a security guard, bro.
What happened with them? Do we even know what the ramifications were with
Nothing, nothing bad, nothing big, nothing bad. Then of course we had Stephen Smudge Bannon sentenced to jail. We've banged on Smudge.
I mean, we should play the rant. I mean, that's another. We could play the roast of Steve Bannon at this point.
Let's do that. Right now is one of the great moments of the last 2-3 years of I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Me and the young shooter roasting Stephen the Smudge Bannon. 99.9% of the people that pop shit to me on social media, they're mad because Pig Dick Donald Trump lost, which brings us to Steve Bannon. This guy.
Oh my God.
Look at this fucking guy who looks like he's literally eating himself from within.
He looks like he's decomposing. If COVID-19 had a face, it would be Steve Bannon.
You look like a shit smear on the bottom of a fresh pair of Jordans.
Someone hit rock bottom face first. And why can I smell him through that photo?
Why don't you go to Kiehl's and get a whole facial cleansing set?
Because you have mold on the side of your face. There's like actual crust that I've seen.
You got black mold on your shit. Get yourself a moisturizer. Tell them, say, yo, you want one of everything.
Where are those lips? Where did
Why
they go?
the two shirts? I don't care if you put a tuxedo on. There's nothing you can do.
And he looks like why the FBI created watch lists. Don't put your drink down next to that guy.
And if you come across Steve Bannon where you're in 12 to 20 feet, shower. And we're back. And then Kanye West continued generalizing the Jewish people, and the 405 incident happened.
What was the 405?
Remember when they were on the 405 with the signs?
Yeah.
Kanye,
of
that
course.
wasn't cool.
That was scary. That's when you knew, like, what he said really,
And that's the thing, like the trickle down effect.
Yeah.
Of the anti-Semitism from these big voices, Kyrie, from these big voices, Kanye West, and so forth and so on. That 405 thing was not dope.
Scary. People are listening to you, man. You're like a legend, and then you got standing on the 405 being like, Kanye was right. We also hate the Jews. It's like, it's 2022. What is happening?
Yeah, what is you doing? And then Jake Paul fought Anderson Silva.
I knew that outcome. You were wrong again. That's
What's that?
Wrong again. I don't think. Have you ever predicted a fight that you're right about? I mean, genuinely, have you?
Not with Jake Paul. Not with Jake Paul.
Never. And I tell you every time you're going into it, don't bet on Jake Paul. Or no, don't bet on
whoever else
is fighting Jake Paul.
My wife told me the same thing. She said, I don't want to hear it.
Hey,
I don't want to hear about
the
the
dummy at that point. You're a dummy. Fool you once, shame on you. Fool you twice. What did George Bush say? Because I'm with him on that.
Fool you once, shame
on you. Fool you twice, shame on me, and fool me 3 times. You're not going to do that because I'm not going to get fooled a 3rd time.
He said that?
He said something along those lines back in 2002, I think.
Was he president in 2002?
Oh yeah.
I thought that was
no.
Ill Bill Clinton.
In 2002?
It's all melded together.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Bill Clinton?
Okay. All right. Just asking.
Damn.
Only bad question is the one you don't ask.
That's true.
And here we are breaking down the rest of 2022. We're heading into the final stretch here, November.
How do you think the year has been going so far? How do you think?
As far as this breakdown?
Just everything that's been happening in 2022. Would you say this has been a good year? Or would you?
I think that if you're healthy, if you're prosperous, even if you're not as prosperous as you want to be, it's a good year.
It's not as bad as 2020. Let's be real. I mean,
No.
2020 was
No, 2020 was nuts. And,
probably the craziest year you and I have, and I'm sure the majority of the people have ever lived in our lifetime.
there'll be movies, there'll be 6-part documentaries just about 2020.
100%.
2020 was insane.
Insane. They had you in your house with the goggles and masks and,
we
and gloves.
we went into
and,
Target with goggles on.
yeah.
Like I had some kind of gas
You had like a
mask.
you had a gas mask and goggles underneath the gas mask, I think. They were ready to kick you out. That was scary. I didn't want to be around you. I mean, you took it to a whole other level.
You were scared too.
Of course I was. I mean, we were spraying Lysol in the middle of Starbucks, and then I had a panic attack, and I went to the hospital after that. I was in the hospital for like 8 hours. They were like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I'm having an anxiety attack."
Like, what did you do? Like, I was just with Michael Rapaport.
Yeah,
like,
that was
you're
it.
you're the third person.
Yes, you induce anxiety and panic.
November 2022, Tom Brady gets divorced from Giselle Bundchen. Bunkton?
I don't know.
Bunchen?
God, why didn't she take his last name?
Because she's
just that
Giselle
last name.
Bunchkin Brady.
Yeah, it sounds Bunchkin Brady, right?
It's too much.
It is too much.
And, Tom Brady's a savage because Tom Brady, although the Tampa Bay Buccaneers may or may not make the playoffs, he's continuing to play football at 45 years old.
It's insane.
And he hasn't had his best year, but he's still very, very good, better than a lot of players, better than a lot of quarterbacks. I just can't imagine he's always unhappy when he's losing, but there's got to be like added just orneriness with Tom Brady going through a divorce.
How can you,
and playing NFL football.
Maybe it's fueling him. Maybe.
It'd be fueling if they were winning.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think that Tom Brady could do a 6-minute plank, by the way?
That's a good question. Do I think Tom Brady I don't think Tom Brady, if he's not planking, he could just drop down and do a 6-minute plank. If you ain't planking, I don't think you could just drop down and do a 6-minute plank. I think you have to work your way up to that. So, no, I don't think Tom Brady can do a 6-minute plank. Then, of course, I had a fantastic go at it on ABC's Wheel of Fortune, Celebrity Wheel of Fortune.
I got the popcorn out. I watched that. That was so much fun to watch. And they screwed you over. You got robbed on the Tiffany Haddish question. What'd you say?
I said it was eating horseradish with Tiffany Haddish. And I said eating horseradish with my girl Tiffany Haddish. And that
they hit the buzzer. I mean, this is charity.
This is for charity.
Toys for Tots. And they're going to
like I'm trying to give toys for tots.
Right.
And you won't let that through, Pistol Pat Sajak? Really? Excuse me. Really?
Yeah.
And then I went to the UFC at the Garden, which was awesome.
Oh, I was jealous about that. You had a run. Weren't you at the Garden and you were somewhere else that week too, like a day before you were at some game, I don't know, but
it was fun. And then of course in November, it seems like a while ago, I had the rant heard round the world when 21 Savage put out a record with Drake, and during an interview or something, 21 Savage, before he corrected himself, before they did a song together, said that Nas ain't relevant. And I went super duper quadruper viral, going off on 21 Savage. Speaking of viral,
yeah,
what are we going to do about social media 2022?
Just because the social media has been, you're talking about specifically your Instagram. Or
shadow banning.
Shadow banning. Instagram's adding notes to everyone's
We
DMs.
don't want the notes.
We don't want it. Adam Mossesseri.
It's too much. We hate it. Adam, it's too much. You're doing too much. Come up with a new platform. We don't need notes. We don't need reels. We don't like the post. You can only post pictures, but just stick with
just want our followers to see our posts. I mean,
that's it. We're putting out gold. Adam what's his name?
Mossesseri. I mean,
you know who he reminds me? Remember the Blues Clues dude?
Yeah, he's kind of like Steve from.
He's
Blues
like, hi, I'm Adam.
Yeah.
What about the shadow banning?
Yeah.
Acknowledge the shadow banning that's going on, because Elon Musk, they're doing a thing on Twitter where if you're shadow banned or you're they're giving you a way to verify that you're cockblock and or shadow banned and to unshadow ban and or block yourself.
See, that's
fair.
a start. That's fair. I mean, because you got what 2.2 million followers, and you're getting 6 comments. I mean, we walk down the street, and you get stopped with people.
Tell them. Tell the people.
No, I mean that's it. There's not much to say.
Tell
It's
them.
I am. What do you mean? I am. I just told.
I get more comments in the street than I do on Instagram the last few days.
Absolutely. Within a matter of 5 minutes, you get more. I know. My friends get more comments than you do.
And we put gold up there.
Yeah, you put gold up there every day. It's sad. It's a damn shame.
Also in November, like I said earlier, Slobdick said he's running.
Right.
People come up to me, they go, "What do you think?" I go, "He said what he's doing."
I mean, we've known that's what people have been saying. Trump 2024, 2023 for so long.
He said, "I'm running."
Yeah.
So all that Mar-a-Lago.
What ended up happening with Mar-a-Lago? Did they
running.
find anything?
He also said today he's putting out NFTs.
Trump said that?
Fact.
He doesn't stop this guy.
He's putting out. You could get a package of NFTs for $99. Trump NFTs.
Wow. And he doesn't sweat, right? Is that another thing about him? He doesn't
probably got his sweat. He's a pig. He's like a.
How old is he?
79,
Damn.
85.
No.
He's a genetically modified pig.
You like his neck? Do you like that little turkey
I like
neck?
his neck and I like his hair.
His hair is sick. Has Augusta Wynn just taken that?
I think he's got that puppy taped, stapled, and pinned down. Nothing will make it move. And I think if he doesn't have it taped, stapled, and pinned down, he puts a hat on.
Yeah.
Those big, stupid.
Yeah, he's got those big hats, right? Those like big trucker hats.
Also in November, the Mariano Rivera of Stickman, Pistol Pete Davidson, we announced him as a human fuck doll. During November, Pistol Pete Davidson showed up courtside at the Madison Square Garden at the Knicks game in pajamas with Emily Ratajkowski, and he's
like on Hugh Hefner shit now. He's just like showing up to games in pajamas. He's like, I'm just gonna wear this now. I'm good. Like they all just come to me. I don't have to try anymore.
He's on that Hugh Hefner shit.
Absolutely. And he seems like a nice guy. And he's not, I can't say he's known for his comedy. I mean, like his special was very mediocre. He was okay on SNL, but he's just become that dude. He's like famous for being like the Warren Beatty of his generation.
A human fuck doll.
I like the way you put it.
And then we had Thanksgiving. We started the rebrandification of Michael Rapaport, which we don't know where that's going to end.
That lasted, like I said, I called that too. I think the rebrandification of Michael Rapaport lasted all of 2 days. I don't even know if it lasted a day. I didn't see any puppy videos. I didn't see any
I'm trying,
birthdays.
man.
I know you're not trying hard enough, actually.
I'm trying. And then in December, the Twitter files got released with Hunter Biden's laptop. Again, Hunter Biden's laptop in Mar-a-Lago, it's like a big nothing burger.
Right.
We know Hunter Biden's a crackhead. Okay.
Right.
We know he's corrupt. What are you going to do about it? If you ain't going to do anything about it, let's shut up.
I mean, you can't fault the guy for he's got a problem. He's got addiction issues. So, okay.
He got a problem. He likes crack.
A lot of people, okay.
You know, some people
It's not
like
a choice. It was a choice for him to do it for the first time, but now he's got an addiction. It's hard to get out of that.
Yeah, people felt sympathetic to Samuel Jackson in Jungle Fever.
Okay.
Gator, he did the Gator dance.
Yeah.
But Hunter Biden, they don't want to let him get a 30-day program.
Let me see that Gator dance again.
I
like that.
Then, of course, I was anointed that a rabbi in Miami told me that I was his rabbi.
That's wild. Because you didn't really find your Judaism until like the past couple of years. I feel like you weren't like as Jewish as I was. I mean, because listen, I know you're like king of the Jews now. I think it's great. You're a spokesperson. You've said so many things that the
last few years have pushed me deeper into my Judaism.
But I wonder if you would feel the same way if you had gotten bar mitzvah, or if you had went to Hebrew school like I did, which was from 2nd grade to 7th grade, almost 3 times a week. I hated Hebrew school. I hated it.
I've always had feelings, thoughts, and connection to being Jewish. I still don't know how to totally identify and articulate them, but it's something that's always been part of me. And I think with this, as you get older, as you have kids, married, divorced, and things go on in the world, it's made me get closer.
Yeah.
And I have ways to go to get closer to understanding and defining what being a Jewish man is for me. And I think it'll be something that I continue to do.
You will.
The
you
rest-
should go on Birthright. I wonder if they allow, I don't know if they allow 50
52, my man. I'm 52,
I
my
always
man.
forget.
I ain't
It's
55,
52,
motherfucker.
54.
Fuck
It's
is you
one
saying?
Of those random numbers, you know what I mean? I know
52.
you're not 55. I thought it was
52, my man.
52. Absolutely.
Fuck is you
52.
saying?
Absolutely. 52. I'm not sure they allow 52-year-olds on Birthright, but you'd get a lot out of that trip. I went on Birthright, and I think it would be great for you.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking about doing that.
Okay.
Anyway, that's been the month of December. They had that freak, Sam Bankman. He got arrested in the Bahamas. We made our Oscar. We've talked about films. We've done it all in 2022.
I did see a film yesterday.
Oh, yeah. What did you see?
I just want to say, because this is a big Oscar contender. People have been hyping this movie up for so long. Brendan Fraser, The Whale, directed by Darren Aronofsky.
What did you think of it?
I've been looking forward to seeing this movie. Everyone's saying Brendan Fraser, best actor. I thought the movie was terrible. I thought it was terrible. I thought it was going to be like, okay, it might be like, it's not getting great reviews, and I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I thought the movie was terrible.
Wow.
And Brendan Fraser did a good job.
Was he in a fat suit, or did he
fat
Robert
suit.
De Niro it for real?
No, he didn't Robert De Niro. I mean, he's already kind of heavy set right now. He's not the Brendan Fraser that we all know from the 90s.
Cock Diesel.
He was, stunning back then. He was that George of the Jungle, the Mummy. But he put on this fat suit, and the movie, I mean, it was like a play. It was like a bad play. It felt like a soap opera. The writing was terrible. And for Darren Aronofsky, I love Darren Aronofsky, who did Requiem for a Dream, Black Swan, The Wrestler.
Yeah.
This was one of his worst movies. And I think that if anybody put on a fat suit, a 600-pound fat suit, if you put on a 600-pound fat suit and you were in The Whale, you would be up for Best Actor at the Academy Awards this year.
No doubt.
100%.
How would you compare the movie The Whale versus a great episode of My 600-Pound Life?
No comparison. I felt so much more emotion and connection to an episode of 600. Forget The Whale. Don't watch The Whale. Put on an episode of 600-Pound Life, because the caretakers are, we've talked about it. They're squeegeeing.
They're the real
folds.
MVPs.
And
to quote the great Kevin Durant.
Yes, and the people who are 600 pounds are so mean to their caretakers. It's hard to have sympathy for them because they're so mean to the people that are washing them. I mean, I've seen, they have to get up, they have to get out on the porch and hose them down. Like it's like a farm out. It's sad. I mean, it is sad.
Yes.
But they're very mean to their caretakers.
Yes.
And I've shed a tear during 600-Pound Life.
And you shed nothing during The Whale.
No.
All right. Well, we're going to see how the Oscars goes. Obviously, we know what happened at the Oscars last year.
Yeah.
That's it. 2022, the year in the rear view, the year in review, part 2. Came, saw, disrupted. Came, saw, disrupted. Thank you for rocking with the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast all 2022. Yo, I appreciate you watching. Leave a comment, write a review, ask a question, and I will do my best to get back to you. I appreciate you watching this on my YouTube page.